Just a small town girl.
Oh my God!
Living in a lonely world.
What?
She took the midnight train going anywhere.
If you've got a dream, don't stop believing. This is the motivational tale of Richard Goodall, a 55-year-old middle school custodian who, in June 2024, against all odds, took home a golden buzzer on the popular program America's Got Talent. Richard Goodall's path has been a roller coaster of events that could have broken him, but he is a fighter who has persevered through all the difficulties with a bright and unshakable smile. Goodall's inspiring tale of tenacity and dedication, from a small-town janitor to a global phenomenon on America's Got Talent, is one of inspiration. Come explore the lesser-known facets of Richard Goodall's journey that were concealed from viewers of America's Got Talent. Let's first recap his ascent to prominence on the program, though. A prominent American talent show, America's Got Talent, AGT, is a component of Simon Cowell's Global Got Talent series. June 21, 2006 saw the premiere of AGT on NBC, a television program produced by Fremantle and Psycho Entertainment. A disagreement with the British broadcaster ITV led to the suspension of the original plans for a British edition in 2005. Following the success of the first season of AGT, production on the British version was restarted in 2007. Usually airing during NBC's summer schedule, AGT has had a number of hosts over the years. Terry Crews is the current host. Showcasing talents including singing, dance, comedy, magic, stunts, and more, it draws a diverse crowd of participants from both domestic and international locations. In an audition, contestants try to impress a panel of judges in order to get a spot in the live shows. At the moment, Heidi Klum, Sofia Vergara, Howie Mandel, and Simon Cowell are the judges. To advance to the finals, those who make it to the live episodes must win over the votes of both the judges and the audience. Since the third season, the winner has also been eligible to lead a performance on the Las Vegas Strip, in addition to receiving a significant monetary reward that is frequently paid out over time. At an average of almost 10 million viewers per season, AGT has proven to be a huge hit for NBC. A book called Inside AGT, The Untold Stories of America's Got Talent, was released in 2013. It offers a thorough examination of the show's seasons, competitors, judges, and production methods, and includes in-depth interviews with participants that have competed up to that point. The show will air its 18th season from May to September 2023. The show has already completed 18 seasons. America's Got Talent. The Champions, 2019-2020. AGT, Extreme, 2022. America's Got Talent, All-Stars, 2023. And America's Got Talent. Fantasy League, which is currently airing in 2024, are the other 4 competitions that have been created by the show. The concept for AGT came from Sony Music executive and the X Factor founder Simon Cowell. His goal was to start a TV talent competition that would be far larger than the others. He presented this concept to the British TV network ITV in 2005. He envisioned a program where anyone, wherever in the world, at any age, could showcase any ability they desired. The original idea was to produce a British version of the program, with Paul O'Grady, who assisted with the pilot, as the host. But O'Grady left the network after a disagreement with ITV. This caused Cowell to put the British version on hold and concentrate on bringing the program to America. After contacting other networks, NBC extended an offer to him because they were impressed with the ITV pilot. NBC committed to making 15 episodes for their 2006 summer schedule. How did Richard Goodall receive a golden buzzer? And how did America's Got Talent change over time? See for yourself by continuing to watch. Number 1. America's Got Talent show through the years. Because of the popularity of the first season of America's Got Talent, NBC decided to commission more seasons, and in 2007, ITV started up production on the British version. Simon Cowell licensed the competition format after the American and British versions were successful, launching the International Got Talent franchise. AGT starts each season with a series of audition phases. The producers' auditions, the initial phase, take place in a number of American cities. All kinds of acts are welcome at this stage, which is evaluated by an impartial panel to decide which acts advance to the judges' auditions, the next round. The judges for that season attend these, which are conducted in open spaces in particular cities. Participants in the judges' auditions are assigned a number that corresponds to their performance time while they wait in a holding room off stage. Each contestant gets 90 seconds to present their performance to the judges and a live audience when called upon to perform. If a judge is not impressed, doesn't enjoy the act, or thinks it's a waste of time, they can press a buzzer. If every judge gives a participant a buzz, the performance is over right away. Following the performance, the judges offer helpful critiques and comments. After then, each judge casts a vote. For a competitor to move on to the next round, they must receive a majority of votes in favor. If not, they are disqualified from the competition. Because there are only so many spots available for the subsequent round, many performers that make it past the preliminary rounds risk being eliminated or losing their spot. Every season's filming starts with the judges' auditions, where the host of the show conducts one-on-one interviews with contestants and offers insightful criticism on their performances from the wings of the stage. Acts unable to attend in-person auditions from the 5th through the 7th seasons might submit taped auditions online using YouTube. During the live events before the semifinals, a select group of performers from these online submissions would go on stage in front of the judges and a live audience. Prior to this, candidates who uploaded videos to MySpace were given their own audition episodes in the 3rd and 4th seasons of the show. The Golden Buzzer, a new format that debuted on Germany's Got Talent, was introduced in the 9th season. Regardless of the judgments of the other judges, each judge has the ability to activate the Golden Buzzer to instantly advance an act to the live shows during the audition process. At first, the buzzer was only allowed to be used once per season by each judge, saving an act from being eliminated. The host was also permitted to employ the Golden Buzzer for an act beginning with the 11th season. The judges convene a special session following the auditions to select the contestants who will advance to the live rounds. Over the course of the show's existence, this stage's format has undergone multiple changes. The format was modified from the 4th to the 9th season to conform to Britain's Got Talent. Vegas Verdicts was the name of the stage that was held on the Las Vegas Strip. It was held in New York during its last seasons, when it was renamed Judgment Week. The stage's structure was altered once more to a new configuration known as Judge Cuts, in between the 10th and 14th seasons. Under this arrangement, those who made it through the first round of auditions had a second round of auditions in front of the judges at a designated location. Number 2, Battling for Glory on the AGT stage. Those who make it through the audition process and advance to the live rounds of the competition, including those who win the Golden Buzzer, are split up into teams and pitted against one another to participate in the live final. These live shows take place at a predetermined location that has changed throughout time, but is currently in Los Angeles. America's Got Talent airs live episodes on the network every week, in contrast to other international versions like Britain's Got Talent, which broadcasts its live episodes in a single week. The quarterfinals, semifinals, and final itself usually comprise the format of the live rounds. The finals were occasionally divided into different rounds in previous seasons. In the quarterfinals and semifinals of the live rounds, competitors showcase a brand new act during a performance episode. In addition to offering criticism and remarks, the judges have the authority to end a performance by pressing all of their buzzers. The public can vote for their favorite performers for a predetermined amount of time after the performance episode airs. Subsequently, the outcomes are disclosed in a distinct results segment, usually aired the subsequent day. During the results show, participants dress in the same clothes from the performance episode. The acts that receive the most votes go on to the next round, and the two acts that receive votes in the middle will have their fate decided by a judge's vote. In the event of a tie between the judges' votes, the act with the greater public vote counts forward. The judges' power to decide who advanced was less in previous seasons. They didn't decide who advanced in the first season. Instead, they voted on the acts they liked or didn't. They were unable to vote on acts in the second season. They could only buzz them. As a wild card, eliminated artists can still be able to advance. The wild card format changed until the 10th season. At times, judges had the discretion to choose specific acts to advance or take part in a special wild card round. In previous seasons, acts selected as wild cards from the auditions participated in an additional round of competition. The wild card format has changed since the 10th season to resemble Britain's Got Talent. The audience and the judges can choose which wild card acts advance. A public vote, named after the season's sponsor, will choose which act advances from each quarterfinal and semifinal. Judges are not allowed to select a quarterfinalist as a wild card. The season's finalists vie for the greatest amount of public votes. The number of finalists varies from season to season. Recent seasons have seen finalists give multiple performances, occasionally with the addition of a celebrity visitor, a previous champion, or a noteworthy contestant from an earlier season. The act that garners the most votes is declared the winner and is awarded a monetary prize that is said to be worth $1 million. The winners will get a lump sum payment or a financial annuity, with the latter being subject to taxes, paid out over 40 years at an approximate annual rate of $25,000. The champion has also appeared on the first results show of the following season since the 10th season. Except from 2010 to 2013, when the winning finalist headlined a nationwide tour, the show included the prize of headlining a concert starting in 2008. The main event is primarily held in Las Vegas. How, therefore, did Richard Goodall end up receiving a golden buzzer for such a demanding show? Why is Richard Goodall not mentioned on America's Got Talent? See for yourself by continuing to watch. Number 3. Dare to dream the start of Richard Goodall's success. Richard Goodall, a native of Terre Haute, Indiana, has loved music since he was a small child. He used to sing passionately for hours on end in his bedroom while listening to his Radio Shack stereo. Goodall has been a janitor at Chauncey Middle School for the past 23 years. It's conveniently close to his house, and he likes to sing in the hallways there. Richard first became well known in the summer of 2022 when he performed a breathtaking rendition of Journey's Don't Stop Believin' during the end-of-year assembly at Davis Park Elementary School. His performance was captured on camera, and the video went viral, introducing the world to his amazing voice. Inspired by his students, who saw his extraordinary skill, Richard sought a larger platform outside of Terre Haute. Richard decided to try out for America's Got Talent because of their unfailing faith in him. Since then, he has won over hearts and motivated countless people. Richard talked candidly in an interview about how his daily interactions with his pupils inspired him to try out for America's Got Talent. Their continuous support gave him the courage to follow his aspirations and make the risk of flying for the first time. In addition to his work as a janitor, Richard is the lead vocalist for the band Menopause. His school singing video went viral and unanticipatedly increased his band's reputation. landing them more gig opportunities. Richard happily posted updates about Menopause's performances on Instagram, where he was showered with compliments regarding his stage presence and singing ability. American Idol finalist Rudy Cardenas saw this increase of interest and invited Richard to sing with him in a special show. Rudy and Richard worked together brilliantly, bringing Richard's extraordinary skill to a wider audience. Number 4. Stepping into the limelight. Richard Goodall's journey to stardom. Richard decided to take the America's Got Talent stage and perform Don't Stop Believin', the iconic Journey song from 1981 that saw a resurgence in popularity thanks to the television program Glee. He took a big breath before starting his performance, and what came next was simply amazing. His unadulterated brilliance and honest emotion-filled voice enthralled everyone in the auditorium. A moment of startled stillness lingered as Richard's last note faded, and then the audience gave him a resounding standing ovation. The equally touched judges stood up, surprised and happy expressions on their faces. He was acclaimed by Simon Cowell as genuinely special, referring to him as a perfect contestant. Sofia Vergara described him as amazing surprise. Heidi Klum said, "You knocked me off my feet, and now this is what I'm going to do for you because I love you." She then slapped her hand down on the golden buzzer, confetti spraying Richard for his much-deserved moment of victory. Richard had been sent right to the live shows, as indicated by the golden confetti. The judges' feelings were echoed by viewers on YouTube after this historic moment was recorded and shared. Remarks were flooding in, saying how much they valued Richard's courage and skill. Many viewers applauded him for pursuing his aspirations in spite of all odds, bringing many of them to tears. Once the cameras stopped, Richard had a private confessional where he opened up about his feelings. He confessed to the AGT producers, "I couldn't help but cry. You know, me too. I'm just an everyday individual. I'm the one who sweeps the floor, takes out the trash, and wipes down the tables," he continued. "I continued to sing to the children. I continued with my routine. Don't stop believin' has become somewhat of a catchphrase. My golden buzzer arrived." Apart from Richard, other performers who have been awarded golden buzzers in Season 19 are Learn More Jonassi, a comedian, Liv Warfield, a singer, drone group Skylements, a performer, dance crew Legion, a performer, dancer Brent Street, a performer, and singer Prisa Mishra, a performer. These individuals received theirs from Howie Mandel, Sofia Vergara, and Howie Mandel. Is Richard Goodall capable of persevering and making it to the AGT winners list? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. Number 5. Richard Goodall's golden buzzer song, Don't Stop Believing. The American rock group Journey's song Don't Stop Believin' was made available as the second single from their album Escape in October 1981. This mid-tempo rock song, written by guitarist Neil Schon, keyboardist Jonathan Cain, and vocalist Steve Perry, is well known for its opening piano riff. Leading rock band Journey was already established by the early 1980s. The title of the song was inspired by Cain's father's words of wisdom during his difficult period as a LA artist. The chorus of the song is unusual in that it appears after 3 verses and 2 pre-choruses, setting up the main hook. At Berkeley, California's Fantasy Studios, the band recorded it in a single take. Don't Stop Believin' became Journey's hallmark song after it went on to become a top 10 hit internationally in 1981. With more than 7 million downloads, it is still quite popular and has become the 20th century's best-selling digital song. Its anthemic appeal has won praise from critics, and Rolling Stone listed it as one of the 500 greatest songs of all time in 2022. The Library of Congress kept it because of its artistic, historical, or cultural value. International sales of a noteworthy 2009 rendition performed by the Glee Ensemble even surpassed the original. Things started in 1980 that eventually resulted in the writing of this classic song. The California rock group Journey was already en route to becoming one of the biggest performers of the time by that point. With the addition of singer Steve Perry, they departed from their progressive rock beginnings and improved their sound. In the US, they had previously achieved multiple top 25 hits, with singles like Any Way You Want It and Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'. Greg Rowley, the band's first keyboardist who joined them during their progressive era, left the group amicably in 1980. Rowley recommended Jonathan Cain of the Babies, a British band, to take his place. As Journey were ready to record their third album, Escape, in 1981, Cain agreed and joined the group. In order to generate fresh concepts and complete the arrangements for the album, Journey rented a warehouse in Oakland, California, where they worked every day. It was at this period that Cain wrote the lyrics and hook for Don't Stop Believin', drawing inspiration from his father's words of wisdom from his difficult days as a struggling artist in Los Angeles. Cain's father used to remind him, "Don't stop believin', or you're done, dude," whenever he felt like giving up. Number 6. The creation process of Don't Stop Believing. The unique bass line of the song Don't Stop Believin' was first developed by guitarist Neil Schon. Perry recommended that Cain write a driving synth track to go with it. The song was guided like a train by drummer Steve Smith, who provided a conventional rock backbeat and gave Schon instructions to play 16th-note arpeggios over the instrumentation. The lyrics were also influenced by this idea, as Cain and Perry imagined a tale of two people boarding a midnight train to a new place and leaving behind their former life. Perry found it appealing because the protagonists were a lad raised in the city and a girl from a small area. We felt that every young person has a dream, and sometimes where you grow up isn't where you're destined to be, Cain said. Every day they documented their progress on cassette tapes, which they listened to and analyzed at home. Smith added melodic, syncopated rhythms on the tom-toms and ride cymbal bell, increasing the complexity of the song as it went along, realizing that a standard rock beat wouldn't work for the full song. It's interesting to note that the song was constructed backwards, with the title hook serving as the only words at first. At Berkeley, California's Fantasy Studios, the band recorded the song. Perry got a cold and was unable to record, which almost made the day a complete disaster. The song's shifting portions and pace made it difficult to record the instrumental without him, especially for Cain and bassist Ross Valerie during the entrance. Mike Stone, the co-producer, practiced the song using a spoken click track for around 20 minutes before turning it off and recording it live in a single take. The week after, Perry came back and recorded his vocals, capturing the most of them in a single take. The song and album came completed in roughly 2 months, on schedule and on budget. Despite the fact that Perry was new to the band, Cain appreciated that he regarded his views equally. Did you know that Richard Goodall had previously been turned down for both The Voice and America's Got Talent before all of this? As we reveal these details, keep an eye out. Number 7. Richard Goodall's initial rejection. People who experience rejection may feel terribly hurt, undesired, undervalued, or unaccepted. Everybody experiences rejection at some point, whether it's a child who feels shortchanged by a busy parent or a student who is treated rudely by a professor. These kinds of rejection usually go away fast and are not as likely to cause long-term problems. But rejection on national television is a very different type of hurt, and that's just the kind Richard Goodall had to face. The trip Richard Goodall took on America's Got Talent is proof of his tenacity and unfailing optimism. His previous effort in 2009 was unsuccessful, as he was disqualified after the first round of the auditions. Regretfully, his rejections did not stop there. Richard had another attempt at winning on The Voice, not too long after his time on America's Got Talent. After he submitted a virtual audition of Don't Stop Believin', he was met with a sorrowful email that said, "Hi Richard, we are so grateful that you participated in our virtual open call. We watched your rendition of Don't Stop Believin'. Regretfully, you will not be proceeding to the subsequent round. We hope to see you again next season, so please keep up the good work." Richard was devastated, not believing that they would not consider him for the show. However, he maintained hope, and in the end, his tenacity and resolve paid out, touching many people's hearts and demonstrating that goals are always worthwhile to pursue, even in the face of obstacles. Richard's resolve did not falter, and he went back to America's Got Talent, but went in with lower expectations this time. He had no idea that his redoubled efforts would result in his legendary golden buzzer moment and an opportunity to present his extraordinary abilities to the world. Richard compared his newfound celebrity to going on a roller coaster. He stays grounded and keeps working as a janitor at Davis Park until another opportunity presents itself, despite the ups and downs. Richard's passion in life has always been singing. Before the gospel choir disbanded after the coronavirus outbreak, he sang in it for 8 years after starting in the high school chorus. Because singing makes other people happy, Richard enjoys singing. Let's now explore the information about Richard Goodall that America's Got Talent did not reveal. Number 8. What AGT didn't tell you about Richard Goodall's traffic life. Richard Goodall, in spite of his upbeat manner, has experienced severe personal tragedy. He unfortunately lost his over 30-year wife to cancer a few years ago. Richard shared his heartfelt loss and the devastating battle in a heartfelt Instagram post, revealing that he tried everything to rescue her in spite of the outcome. Even after suffering such a severe loss, Richard's path did not end in hopelessness. With Angie, he gradually found happiness once more because to his good nature. Richard talked kindly of Angie at his America's Got Talent audition, calling her a source of happiness. Even if Richard's past agony is unfathomable, fans can take comfort in the fact that he is starting a new chapter full of love and friendship. Richard's America's Got Talent golden buzzer moment was a dream come true, but one major obstacle was the financial burden of competing. The price of airfare, lodging, and other charges was prohibitive. The show's organizers saw his skill and understood his struggles, so they paid for his lodging and transport. They also started a GoFundMe page to provide Richard with financial assistance. His remarkable voice and moving tale inspired many fans and supporters to contribute over $9,000 to the campaign, which took off very quickly. Richard was able to concentrate on his performance without having to worry about money thanks to the abundance of love and support that was shown for him. Richard is in a good position for the future, with his newly acquired financial support and the positive reception from the people. The overwhelming appreciation for his skill points to a packed schedule ahead, with his expanding fan base looking forward to many shows. Singing is more than simply music to Richard. It's a way to inspire and give hope. His timeless performances of songs have the ability to inspire and uplift others, which is in line with his genuine aim of giving people hope and reminding them to never give up on their aspirations. What lessons have you taken away from the tenacity of Richard Goodall? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. Number 9. Richard Goodall today. The 55-year-old Richard Goodall of Terre Haute, Indiana, continues to work as a janitor at West Vigo Middle School in addition to being a band member of Menopause. Richard made it clear in a May 31st interview with WTDWO that his notoriety hasn't affected him. He said, "I'm still me, and I'm currently enrolled at West Vigo Middle School. How on earth could I turn into a diva? It is not going to occur." Richard first became well-known online in May 2022 after performing "Don't Stop Believin'" for a class of elementary school kids in a TikTok video that went viral. Journey's lead singer, Steve Perry, took notice of his performance and tweeted, "I love this." Beginning on August 13th, Richard will participate in the live performances of America's Got Talent 2024. The exact episode in which he will appear is still unknown, but the live performances will continue until September 18th. Richard needs to get enough votes to place in the top 2 in his semi-final bracket in order to move on to the finals. He might even get to perform on stage with a legend like Steve Perry if he makes it to the final. AGT is anticipated to announce the live show lineup following the conclusion of the initial auditions. Richard, also known as RG69 Rich on TikTok, is a musician who does more than only Journey covers. He has shown off his versatility by performing songs by Bob Seger, Ambrosia, and Extreme, as well as classic rock and country. Richard is ready to make an impression with his future performances on America's Got Talent because to his versatile vocal talent.